them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Oh, let me sit up for this. Oh, I got stuff. Y'all gonna hear this creak in my chair. But yeah, welcome back to another episode of the House of Wolves podcast. Again, I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got a few topics we want to talk about, a few things we want to go over, per usual. Still ain't got my air sound, my gunshots, none of that stuff. I need to get something so I can introduce these pods right. But regardless, we here and we in full effect. The dream team has come back together. We missed the last week, but life goes on as usual. We're going to try not to do that most of the time, but, stuff happens. So we missed a week, but we are right back at it. But yeah, Jalen, Josh, let's see what 2 weeks of updates sound like versus those 1 week updates. Let's give it our all, right? All right.
How many cities you visited this time, Jalen?
How many cities you just visited?
Hey man, nowhere. Kalamazoo in Chicago, I guess. I'm trying to think. 2 weeks. Because the last time we talked, I had came back from Japan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't been doing much, man. Just getting back in the swing of things, working out and convincing Deontay to go see his best man's his best man's birthday. I mean, other than that,
Yeah.
playing a little bit of Overwatch and all that.
Out the house.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's a little ways away, but yeah, it's fine. Like I said, I'm gonna see what I can do to get out there and visit. And I know it's a little later, but yeah, like I said, we'll see. But anything you've been playing, doing, any games you've been playing, anything that caught your fancy over the last few weeks, anything like that, J boy?
Shoot, I mean, I still been playing Overwatch per usual. I think it was actually like 1 week that I wasn't really playing Overwatch. But I think it was like Valentine's Day and then like his birthday, then his Valentine's Day and our 2 different times and stuff like that. So man,
oh yeah,
I feel like it was like a week almost when you play Overwatch. But I guess like games that caught my interest. I was curious about the Hogwarts Academy. Me and you had talked about it briefly today, but y'all can call me negligent or ignorant, whatever you want to call it, or whatever. But I ain't even know the game wasn't multiplayer. So I don't know. I had thought about that, but it depends, I guess.
No, we are for sure aware of your lack of interest in games. I don't keep that narrative going because it's Hogwarts Legacy, and you said Academy, so I know for a fact it's very low on that list.
Well, I said Academy, my bad.
I know for a fact it's low on that list, my guy. But it's cool. But no, it's actually an interesting game, which we're gonna probably talk about that first. But I'll go next and just kind of what I've been up to. I've been playing Hogwarts. I've been playing that a lot and trying to play. I still ain't started Midnight Suns, but I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy and something else I've been playing. It's not Need for Speed anymore. What the heck was I playing earlier? We tried Apex, and I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, but it was one more thing, and now I can't even remember. So it must not have been that interesting for real. Then if I don't remember it, but Hogwarts Legacy has been kind of taking over my time as of recent. The last 3 days or so, because I finally got some time to sit down and actually play it, and it's actually good. It's really good. So I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna finish it, and I'm enjoying it. I did get on the PS5, thankfully, because a lot of reports have come out that it's not the greatest on the Xbox. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. I haven't had any trips out the house. I had like some grocery store visits. You gotta go to the local Costco, get the bulk diapers and the baby wipes. But outside of that, shoot, it's been I've been in house Deontay. I don't think I don't think I touched grass in a minute. I mean, I do, the running stuff. I still do the running stuff. I finally got a treadmill, a cheap one online from Amazon, but it works, and I was able to get a decent workout in today. And I was supposed to do it today, but I'm probably going to end up doing it tomorrow morning, because we go back out running on Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, I've been trying to keep with that. Trying to eat a little bit less, eat a little bit, drink a little more water, and yeah, I'm tracking my weight monthly, so seeing if I'm going in the right direction. But that's just more of personal stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's all I've been up to. Playing games, trying to get healthier, and uh, trying to stay sane with all these babies. I got 2 babies, but all these babies, man. But that's about it. But what about you? What about you, Josh? What you been up to? Let's say the group. We only got 3 games between all of us.
Well, me, I don't have a lot of games to play. I have my few free to play games that I rotate through till I'm done, and I'll probably have like one single player game. Unfortunately, over the last 2 weeks since we mentioned, I've been busy. It's a lot of Valentine's Day, and then it's a lot like my wife's birthday, and then there's a lot of stuff going on in the same time. So I didn't get a chance to play much of anything really. I feel like I'm getting close to finishing Midnight Suns. I've been enjoying it, but like I said, it's a long game, so you just gotta expect that. But should finish that soon, and then probably move on to something else. But since I've been out of the house a lot, I've mostly just been playing mobile games. Marble Snap is a pretty decent free to play card game. Real quick, the matches are only 5 minutes, and it's only 12 cards total in your deck. So you ain't got to worry about playing something like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you got 50 cards and you got to remember them all and stuff like that. It's just quick, easy to play. It's only ranked, but I guess what makes it more addicting is because it's ranked. The main gimmick is the snap mechanic, which is basically double or nothing for your rank points. So if you win a game, you get 2 rank points, and you need 10 to reach the next level. But throughout the match, you can choose to bet, double up on that 2, so it becomes 4. And if the other person double up as well, it becomes 8. So if you win, you can jump up almost a whole ranked level based off that. But if you lose, you drop down quick. So that incentivizes people, play a quick 5-minute match, bet all your points, you win, you go up quick. But if you're on a losing streak, you're gonna drop quick. So it's pretty fun. Outside of that, I looked at a couple games that I'm waiting on. I still haven't actually touched Hi-Fi Rush, and
that's what I was playing. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I was like, bro, it must not be memorable. Yes, I was playing Hi-Fi freaking Rush, and yeah, I did actually enjoy it, but I don't know why I couldn't remember I was actually playing that game. But yeah, I that is the other game. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
No, that was fair, because it's a good game. A lot of people say a lot of positive stuff about it. I think Returnal just came out on PC, but it's still full price. I'm gonna wait for that to fall and be on sale, and I might pick that up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's all my game time. A bunch of mobile card games.
Yeah, no, I mean that could be entertaining for sure, especially when you're gonna be on the on the move anyway. So you need something light, something easy. That's why I be playing Stardew Valley. I be tripping playing that, but yeah, it's something to just waste time in, or Vampire Survivors. Um,
Mhm.
but real quick before we continue, Josh, are you doing anything different? Because I hear like a fan in the background or something. And I just want to make sure
Yeah.
if you can't control it, it's fine.
Uh, Not really, but me check real quick. Like how loud is it? It might be my computer, but
I don't hear anything now.
okay. It was the air conditioning, just the direction it was facing.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay. Well, it's better now. But yeah. Um, let's move right into it. Let's get into Hogwarts. That's what I would like to get into first, so I can get it out the way. Kind of have a conversation with Jalen around if Hogwarts Academy, it's like if Hogwarts Legacy is good enough and worthy of his time. But
Hey, you funny for
nah,
that. Hogwarts boarding school.
Hogwarts boarding school. It's a school of the performing arts. Hogwarts School of Performing Arts.
Hogwarts Montessori.
Yeah. But yeah. So I guess some of I'm gonna start with the good and go into a little bit of the bad. The good is that it captures the essence of Hogwarts or Harry Potter. The good is that the character models and animations look good. The good is the voice acting is decent. The good is the feel of exploration and the feel of that wand fighting being realized, the feel of the broom and being able to fly. It's just a lot of that they got so right that you can tell they pay attention to the details and they made sure you felt like you were truly in the world of Harry Potter. When I play that game, I feel like I just go into a different space and I'm just like in that mode. I'm in that moment. I'm in the game, and it feels real like uh, captivating in that way. It's not really much else to say that the world hasn't thought of or built for you. So you just kind of get lost in the oohs and ahs of what's happening, what's going on, and uh and what's actually and how they recreated it. Right. The bad is that you lose a lot of that if you don't really care. So, if you don't actually play like watch Harry Potter or listen or read the books, some of that feel of exploration is fun, but it feels a little lacking because you're uncovering things that you don't know nothing about, and they tell you what it is, but it's not as intriguing as it would be if you had that background history of Hogwarts and some of the things you're going to uncover. So there's a lot of that where I'm connecting dots. I'm like, oh shoot, that's where they found my man. That's where they did this. That's where they did that. And it's like real fun to do. But if you're not if you don't have that connection to it, it could be a little bit of a downgrade in that sense. Um, but again, the good is that the good has a good combat system, it has a good RPG elements. The menu sucks, unfortunately, but what can you do? Menus are menus. It's one of those Destiny balls that you float around in the thing. Just like why you couldn't just have me do a regular, title screen, let me flick through it. But it's one of those things. So you got to get used to that. Or get familiar with that. And I mean that's really all the bad. Honestly, if you buy it on a PlayStation, you're not going to experience the technical issues. Um, but outside of that, really, that's it. So in my eyes, it's a great game to play. Especially, first off, it's the most perfect Harry Potter game that has ever been created. It's also a great game in its own right. Is it like blow you out the water amazing? No, because what it does is it makes you feel comfortable in the world, but it's not like it's super challenging. It can be at times, but mostly it's kind of like small puzzles and not too challenging on you. I mean, you could say same thing could be said for God of War. They give you plenty of checkpoints. They give you plenty of things where the storytelling is the main focus, not the entirety of like the whole combat system. It might be a added layer of fun, but it's not like it's not groundbreaking in that sense. It's cool that they were able to realize a magic fight or a wand fight. But it's not like it can't be refined. It's not like it can't get better, but it's more of this is what was created, and this is the thing that we're going to use, and it's actually a fun and engaging combat system. It's not blowing you away, but it's definitely not terrible. Like I said, same thing as God of War to me. I don't find that to be like a S tier combat system, but and it does do the job, and it's fun to engage with those types of animations, combat, and stylistic of it is fun to even enjoy to just watch. So in motion. So yeah, I mean, for you, Jalen, I think if you get into the story, if you ever watch the Harry Potter stuff, you probably will enjoy this game a lot more. If you didn't, you probably don't want to pay $70 for it because you're going to be expecting one thing, and you may not get that, and you might look at it from a different, like, negative lens. I think it's well worth $70 because of the world they built and the amount of content in that world, and just the fun. You're just running around being a wizard or a witch. It's just fun to do. So it's like no one has ever realized that in this way to make it feel like you are truly at Hogwarts. So I enjoy it for that reason alone. I'm just sitting around being amazed by the stuff that they created and put in the game. And that's by far the most fun part for me. So to be robbed of that, I don't know where I would sit the game at that point. But by no means is this game a bad game. It's not. It's missing that level of polish that I was talking about when it comes to like a God of War or a Horizon. There is glitches there, and sometimes they do show their head, but they're so far in between that you probably wouldn't notice it. But again, there's a level to polish, and if you got God of War, you got Horizon, and then you probably got like a Doom. They're on a level of a Doom or Doom Eternal. Like those games are polished to a T, but there is some times where you be like, huh, what is that? So it's just those moments where I would kind of put that on the same level. But yeah, any thoughts on Hogwarts? Did y'all read up on it? Did y'all see anything that was like, that's interesting? Did y'all join the conversation of Hogwarts?
I just been having people post on Facebook and stuff about it, talking about how they got dreads or this, that, and the third or whatever. Just briefly to touch on like which
you ain't see my cardio buffs?
We said the buff.
Yeah, my buffs.
I've seen the buff out.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully, don't get snapped. Nah, just one. Just real briefly. I never was like a huge fan of I wasn't a fan of Harry Potter. Didn't know how many Harry Potters it was. I remember seeing it when I was in elementary school. The books was mad thick. I'm like, I'm not reading that book. Give me Henry and Mudge. or Captain Underpants or somebody like that. So to hear that, they hear that you was like, I mean, you feel like if I don't know about it and stuff like that, I mean, that could be like know about like the story or like the setting and stuff of Harry Potter. That could be like a factor. And how much enjoyment that I get out of it. I guess I was more so thinking about like it'd be interesting because I ain't even know Harry. I don't like I said I don't know nothing about Harry Potter. I don't know if they played in them shows or movies or anything like that. I mean, I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? The author Harry Potter was a female, so you know it's just stuff like that. So, but I mean, I wasn't anticipating paying $70 for it. If anything, I pay like I try to find like a deal or something like that, or try to see if I could run like some jugs or something to get it cheaper. But I wasn't planning on it. It was just a thought because I know it was like a lot of talk about it. So, you know, social influence got a lot of impact on it. Somebody would pick up a game or whatever. So that's kind of weighing on me. And it just seemed like it could be a little interesting. And then you could, I mean, they had good haircuts, man. I mean,
good haircuts.
You know
The fades, the fades is fading, bro. I was like, dang, y'all got some. I was saying, y'all make my man's out here looking crispy. I said that man.
I'm like, that's good.
That man cut his cut to the T.
And it's Black History Month too. Like, what? Come on now. Like, quit playing. They didn't do this stuff. Not just fine. But that was just factors that like came into play and stuff like that. And I've been kind of wanting to play another game, but then I always think back like, hey man, you got Elden Ring, you ain't beat it yet, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, do I need a new game? So, but that's all.
Yeah, you definitely need to be Elden Ring. You tripping? But was Harry Potter banned in y'all household? I feel like a lot of people in the Black community felt like it was banned. I was not one of those households. I wasn't a household that got banned. Jay just never. We was not a heavy book reader family, so it was always movies. So when the movie came out, we still went to go see it. So I think when kids got introduced to it, they were books, and people were looking at the covers and like, I'm not buying that. It was banned. I know some houses was banned, some was not. Just wondering if any of y'all parents ever discussed Harry Potter and the Wizarding World and banned it from your household. It's like heavy church folks most of the time.
It wasn't banned in my household. Actually, I feel like my mom might have said something about it negatively one time, but maybe after, like later on. But I remember literally when I lived in like in Indiana, my mom literally, because we used to go to the library and rent movies and stuff, and then never mind, we were in movies and stuff. Literally, she rented Harry Potter one time, and I was just like, man, it was like, we ain't finna watch this. Hey, cut that Sonic movie on. We done rent it for the fourth time. Cut that right back on, bro. We finna watch it again. A little Sonic movie, bro. So I just never had an interest in Harry Potter. Not that it was banned. So,
yeah. So I guess.
No, for me it wasn't, because I remember that time period because Harry Potter, we read it in school in elementary, because it was just public school, and we was having had to do book reports, and our teacher picked one book that we was gonna all read and then do a book report on, and it was Harry Potter. So we read that, and I guess a couple months later the movie came out, so we went on a field trip. But I remember when Harry Potter came out, it was a lot of Christian people or whatever. I don't know if it was like on the radio or like a TV show or just the news, but a lot of people started talking about negatively about Harry Potter. It's magic, and that's not, it's not from God, and blah blah blah, stuff like that. So, as I remember, a lot of people, heavily in the church picked up on that and like were against it, even though I don't think content-wise Harry Potter was doing anything worse. It was just because it was magic focused and it was very popular with kids. They wanted to like keep kids away from Harry Potter. But I think eventually that fell away because Harry Potter became very popular. Obviously, all the movies, everybody went to see the movies, or at least one of the movies. I feel like even if you were into Harry Potter, most people have seen at least one of the movies. And so, yeah, the game seems interesting. It captures that world. I think the movies did a lot of the work for Harry Potter, because like the books were I mean, they're okay. But I think people really like Harry Potter because of the movies, like the characters, the actors, how they depicted it, how it all looks. Those are the best parts, and so the game looks like it captures that. I was worried more about whether or not the gameplay would hold up because I didn't actually see much about the gameplay. Like I know you can fly around on your broom and you can, go out and explore the forest. But if it was just, an open world game where you're just doing like pointless quests, then it would get old. But it seems like people are enjoying it at least for the fact that like if I do get it at some point, just going outside the castle and exploring. That seems like the more interesting part to me because like I feel like if you just wandering around and constantly finding interesting stuff, that's the same thing that I like about playing Breath of the Wild or like Elden Ring, just going out and finding new stuff out in the world and not necessarily doing like quests for NPCs.
Oh yeah, you go into that forbidden forest, you will get clapped. There was a few times I was like, bro, what the heck? And yeah, so I had to dip out with my broom. I said, I gotta go. These boys out here's tough. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely challenging in the points of because I'm playing on hard anyway, but it's just challenging in some aspects of timing and becoming overwhelmed and like trying to fight multiple enemies. That stuff can become a little taxing. So if you can whoop somebody that's like a little heavier than you, but if you got like 12, 5, well you got like 5, 6 of them and coming at you at the same time, it's a little hard to manage all those impacts. And that's kind of like where I talk about the God of War system, where it's like, it's like hard. You can juggle people and get people up off you and like start getting spells that do more area effects. And that's good. But it's still tough. So yeah, I mean, I like it. I like that the fact that you got, gem slots in your gear. You got freaking upgradables. You got, you can transform spells by upgrading your talents. So it's a lot of stuff to it. It's like an RPG. So definitely for sure not boring in that sense. Like you feel like you're getting rewarded. Maybe that reward may not be the best because it's like some like blue gear and like a Destiny situation, but I like to style and like dress up my character, and they have a automatic transmog system. So if I find some gear and I'm like, oh, this look dope, I put it on or whatever. That's why I got my buffs. But yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff like that. It's like you in the world and you got you a drippy character and you get to go run around. But one of the things that was so funny to me is when I was in high school, or I think I was in middle school, Harry Pothead came out, and I don't, I don't know why I remember this cover distinctly, but I just sent it in the group chat. He had some chips, he had the bond. And I just thought it was so funny. But I remember somebody either had a copy or they showed me this picture. This is very exact picture of Harry Potter head. But yeah, I don't know. It was just it was a weird time to be a Harry Potter fan because some people would read them and they were like, they thought it was cool. And then sometimes when you read them, you were, they considered you a certain type. And I was just like, bro, I never, like I said, I was never a heavy book reader. Only read books that pertain to the subjects that I was actually, working on, or if it was assigned. But anything like that, going to the library, just reading a book, that's dead. I was more into technology. So none of that stuff interests me until like the movies came around and whatnot. So, but yeah. Anyways, I thought it was a fun game, and I'm glad I'm playing it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on Mr. Hogwarts Academy. So let's move on to Multiversus or Apex. I don't know which I want to talk about. Apex or is it Multiversus? Both of them on the spiral to me. One of them say they up. They saying they got more concurrent players now than they ever had. The other one is not
Talk
doing
about that
Smile.
multi boy.
Yeah, Multiversus.
A multi boy on this one.
All right, so I got to come back. I don't know, quite a few podcasts ago, actually.
Mm.
I came on here and I debated my boy Josh, and I said Multiversus could replace Smash. I never said replace. You know what I said? I said it could be better or more mass appeal than Smash. Boy, was I wrong. So I gotta walk it back a little bit. It's not that I was wrong per se, as it couldn't have happened. I was wrong as in it didn't happen, so I need to shut up and walk it back. There was all the building blocks there for it to work. It's just obviously one, people cannot, the retention span is very low. This is a fighting game. Servers got trash, updates got trash. So they recently came out with some news, and I don't have the article up, but what was the? I'm trying to figure it out. It was like they went from almost, they only had like 1,000 players, concurrent players, recently on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all downhill, man. Yeah, it says had lost
No, 99%.
99% of active players since launch. Man, oh man.
Hey, them boys got L's.
Yeah, I might just play it for the nostalgia purposes, because I did like it. I like playing as LeBron James. I like going through the hoop. I like smashing, like meteor smashing foods. But I don't know. We got lost interest. I don't know when we did, or what the turning point was for us. But maybe we just weren't interested in that type of gameplay no more. Maybe it was only because it was only two people that could play at the same time, and you couldn't actually get three people to play. You only could do 2v2s. Whatever the
I
case
think
may
that's
be.
part of it.
It was
Yeah.
still fun, but I think with free to play games, it's a lot of people, uh, I don't know if it's people or developers, whatever, but taking care of an online game, like a free to play online game, is very different than just like other games that you pay for some reason. Like
Yeah.
the updates have to be consistent, but they also have to hit like a certain quality. Whereas like if you have a couple bad updates, that's gonna turn people off for a while. That doesn't mean that they'll never come back, but it's just the whole package has to like be right in the beginning, and if you have to build on it over time, you losing players every day, and they may never come back. Because like everybody liked Multiverses when it came out, where it's like its pre-launch, like beta period, played it a lot, and the game launched. And I think after that, they had a while before there was any, significant updates. Like the challenges still took a long time. Took a long time to level up your battle pass. They did come with characters, like LeBron James and stuff like that. But I mean, me personally, I wasn't interested in any of the characters that they added. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't care about Black Adam or like Rick and Morty. But there
Or
are
like
those.
the. Yeah, I didn't care about most of them. Yeah, but continue.
Yeah, I mean, it's good they had characters. I don't think they were their strongest picks. I think they should have came with, more attractive characters in the beginning to get people still playing. But I think after that they had a long period of just like slow updates, and that's, I feel like, the main thing where people just like will drop off because there are other games to play. Like, it is a fighting game. People like fighting games, but I think at the end of the day, most people will gravitate towards like a shooting game versus like a fighting game to play every day. So, um, I mean, it sucks. I enjoyed it. It was actually, the best like Smash clone to come out, because it was still doing Smash stuff, but it was different enough that it could be its own thing, like with the abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they can still get people back, because it is free to play, but they gotta have a big, very attractive update to like get people on to play again.
Yeah, I'm a, download it
I
just so I can see if
remember
there's any changes. Well, go ahead.
I remember one time when I was playing it, it seemed like it was straight. I remember saying the game was like regrettably like spammy.
Yeah.
Um, spin or win. you
Spin the
know,
win, baby.
but
Spin the win.
looking past that, I remember they came out with one update, man. I feel like the servers just became way more unstable. Like they wasn't this
Yeah.
bad. They just got like I don't remember what update it was. It was earlier in the game, and I remember tolerating it for a little bit of time, but it just didn't seem like it was getting better and stuff like that. And I remember that kind of like really deterred me. Aside from the fact that it's two, it's three of us, but it's 2-on-2. So I did like the challenge aspect of it though, like coming across some of the players and them Tom and Jerry used to be going off from Iron Giants. We still have yet to beat a good Iron Giant, but
Yeah.
you know. But like I said, the instability of the online servers and lagging, and you see your homeboy walking clear off the stage, like, man, what you doing, bro? What you mean? I'm standing right here, dog. Hold on. How did I just lose a life? Like all that type of stuff used to be crazy. Like, man, they really just finna win off some bull because of that, bro. Like, so
Yeah. Like I said, it was fun. I really don't know what happened. I mean, I really think we just, it's kind of, I think at that time Overwatch was launching or something, because we wasn't playing Apex anymore. We're literally playing Multiversus. And I think our session from Multiversus shot straight to Overwatch. That's what I think
yeah, it's
happened.
over.
Yeah, because we was able to play
Especially they put
three.
the aim assist in that boy.
Yeah, when they put
Sign me
aim,
up.
it says we were like,
Sign me
sign
up.
me up. But yeah, so it's unfortunate because that is something that I actually enjoyed to play. I thought it was fun. I thought it was engaging. I'm gonna still download it to try it out right now. And that was one of the games I got it right, where you had cross-platform progression at the beginning of the game, so I could pick it up on my Steam Deck and go straight to my Xbox, and it was just enjoyable in that way. It ran well on both. But yeah, I mean, stuff happens, but I wish it was a different story for that versus losing 99% of your player base. I think there's a lot of good games coming out right now and a lot of competition to be had, but in that space alone, there isn't much. So I feel like if you truly were looking to get into a brawler type game like that, brawl type game like that, I don't really see any other ones like Brawlhalla or anything like that really competing. And I'm surprised Brawlhalla still has that that following that it does, and this doesn't. If this is true, I mean, this came out a couple of days ago. Man, I've never heard of Insider Gaming, but it's not being massively reported on. But overall, anybody can pull the Steam numbers, so it got to be some type of fact.
What game?
Brawlhalla.
Oh, that came out a while ago. It's not ever gonna be like big Smash.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just surprised that this one lost its following that fast, like Multiversus versus Brawlhalla still being able to not compete but still have a fan base. So I'm like, there has to be some room in there for Multiversus to live. I mean, and that's where I was kind of questioning the article, but I don't. I mean, overall, I still enjoyed it for the time I played it. And if I was someone that really needed those types of games to be played daily, that would be the first one I'd pick up over anything else still, because it was just so convenient and easy. But there is some things that could break it, and one of those things definitely is servers, and having some different fun modes, because not having 4v4 or something else to kind of keep the people interested, like big large matches, like that still could be fun. I just think that they kind of focused in too heavily on 2v2s and that aspect of it, not realizing that there's a sweet spot in these games. There's a sweet spot of 3v3s or 4v4s of individuals to be able to group up and play together and keep others engaged. So just tough, but yeah, they'll figure it out. I'm sure of it. I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna check it out, see how it looks now. Hopefully they updated the UI. Hopefully the shop is actually exists now. Hopefully they did something more than nothing. I think this game launched in what? I'm trying to remember when Multiversus actually launched. November 15th.
I think the original beta was like, okay, you said that. That's about. I remember back in July, it came out towards the middle to end of July, I think. But the hard launch, I don't remember that was.
It might have been initial, July 19th of 2022. Yeah. Yep. July 19th. So it's been a while. So, we'll see. It ain't been in a year yet. We gotta, I guess, you gotta give it time. It reviewed well. People liked it. But yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about another game that's supposedly on top and truly is not in any way, shape, or form, unfortunately. And it's kind of sad. Because this is a game I actually enjoyed and liked, and we all liked, really. And I think it's just going downhill fast. So, I'm talking about Apex Legends, unfortunately. So Team Deathmatch, it came out. That was supposed to be the big thing. A lot of the changes occurred. Obviously, it takes the time to dissect the changes that occurred. There's like a bunch of different mechanics now. You now can like pull out. You can actually craft banners, and after they even the respawn time out, you can still get them back in if you are a Lifeline or a Gibraltar or a Loba and one more person. Newcastle. So there's a lot of things that have changed to kind of dissect all that. It's a little difficult, but what I can dissect right now immediately and like right in my face is Team Deathmatch. And that mode is by far the worst thing I've played in a very that mode is really, really bad. And I would not expect that from a company like Respawn that's played Team Deathmatch, that's done Call of Duty games, that has history of making great Titanfall modes, and I just would not expect this garbage to come out in this way on such a big platform, which tells me we are coming up on the pinnacle, or like the boiling point for this game to start to descend slowly but surely. There's just so much to dissect and so much wrong with it. Where should we start, Josh? Should we start with the no timer?
Yeah. You can list off the issues, but I think we both agree. The main thing is that it feels untested. They just threw a bunch of ideas in there and didn't think it through. Obviously they tested it, but it doesn't feel like y'all came to any good conclusions because there's a lot of glaring issues.
Yeah. So they try to do reconnections and actually reconnecting people. It doesn't work. So basically, when someone drops off of your team, this is a 6v6 mode. And when that happens, there's a huge disadvantage. You don't have the same amount of team members because Apex is so team oriented, and they just basically carry that all over to the nap mode. It doesn't feel like you're playing team deathmatch. It just feels like you're playing a very close combat Apex match. And that's not good in itself because it doesn't feel different. It just feels all the same. When you introduce a new mode, you want it to feel different. You want that meta to be shift. And all it felt like was what I was playing, a very long and boring Apex standoff at how they basically encapsulated a small ring fight where you had people hiding for most of the match at the top of the ring, waiting for their chance to pounce. And there was no incentive to actually engage in combat. You know what I'm saying, Josh? Like at the end of the
Hmm.
last ring, it felt like a 30-minute last ring fight. Very boring, very static. Um, and it was really blatant on Skull Town when we fought those guys that just sat up top and did nothing but sit up top. Like, I mean, yes, you can change your character and get up there and try to engage them, but it truly is a boring fight to have to continuously adapt to your enemy when all your enemy is doing is really trying to, there's no clock to run out, so they're just trying to become a better camper. I don't know how to say it. It just felt weird. It's like really playing defensive characters was the best bet because simply we could push on them. Like I seen you switch to, you know, what's this, Caustic, and I was playing freaking Rampart because simply we just needed a way to get closer to them to actually engage in a decent fight versus knowing that they're going to respawn and come back and it's just going to be, or you have to start all over again. So yes, you conquer that individual fight, but if they repeatedly do that and maybe you get sniped from somebody from afar or anything like that, you have to reposition yourself again. And it's like this constant force of just a lull. It just doesn't feel good to play. And that's where I kind of brought me to my thought about how they're not making decisions to have fun. They're just making decisions to meet a quota. Oh, give them team deathmatch. Okay, how do we make this game interesting? It doesn't matter. Just give them team deathmatch. So they gave us
Hmm.
team deathmatch with no timer. They gave us team deathmatch with no way to enforce or have people engage in fights and not just hide. They gave us shields that reheal just the same amount of time as a battle royale, so the pacing is very slow and off. Um, they could have provided like a way of healing, a instant injection, something that made the combat a little bit more like engaging or a little bit more fast paced. But they did nothing. All they did was give us team deathmatch with Apex Legend characters. Honestly, it felt like a slap in the face of just, we want y'all to try something new. We want y'all to have something new. We want to say that we did something new, but we're not really caring what that new is. You know, it just, that's what it
Hmm.
felt like. It felt like, I don't know, the money grab for a free game. It's just like, man, just give them something. I get, and that's what it was to me. Team
Yeah, it
deathmatch.
felt
Yeah.
lazy and like a half thought idea. Because like you mentioned, just taking Apex characters and putting them in the game, putting them in a different mode doesn't work unless the mode and the characters are like specially tailored to work together. It's like
Yeah.
you just can't take a Halo gun and put it in the Call of Duty. Like it's not gonna function the same. It's gonna be worse in every way, and it's kind of like wasted.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I feel like if coming from Respawn, like they're really really creative, they're really talented. Like the Star Wars game coming out very soon, like it looks very good, and I trust in that game they're gonna do a lot of ideas like, oh that's cool, I never thought about that, or I never seen anybody do it that well before. And it's like with Apex, I wish that same creativity still showed up. Like you can do a whole bunch of weird stuff, like we were saying, just team deathmatch, but it's only one character class and everybody got the same abilities, or just do something different other than just taking those same characters and putting them in the mode because it's not balanced. Like, why would anybody want to play on a big map and run around when they can just sit back and not do anything?
Yeah.
And you're not gonna do anything to incentivize it. Like, there's no ring closing in. There's no special points that drop. I mean, they're care packages, but like it's not really necessary, and they drop every what 3-4 minutes, and the match is endless. So
Especially when
he's
you
still sitting
have
there.
the nemesis on the field. Um,
Yeah.
that was just that was like icing on the cake, fam. I was like, did y'all seriously put this garbage gun in this game, unbalanced, unbroken, and just want to make people feel powerful? Like, this is not the freaking Respawn I enjoyed. And I just felt like, I was like, I don't know who this team is. This got to be the BBBBBBB team, like the super, like down to the Z's type team, bro. I don't know. But it just seemed like that team did not care. Like, we have to, because it's our anniversary, we have to introduce a mode, we have to introduce a gun. What you got? We can give the Nemesis the most broken thing I've ever seen. Like, this thing is sniping people from across the map. It has burst fire auto, and it does a stream of like more damage than a carbine, and it doesn't have bullet drop off. What? Are you serious? Like, why would I put that in the game? That is a cheat code, and it's not even a good, well thought out, provocative cheat code. It's just a cheat code. Like, that thing can win close fights, up close fights. It can win far away fights. It just everything just felt lazy. And I'm glad I kind of stopped when I stopped playing it. I mean, nothing's enticing me to come back. They still haven't even done cross progression. Like, all the information and the money I spent on one part of it, I still can't get it and use it elsewhere. So it just feels like I don't want to give it any more time than I have to. Luckily we got Overwatch to play, but man, the scale would be Apex or freaking Call of Duty. I don't even know. That would be it. So I'm just appreciative of a decent game. I'm not saying that they're the best company out there or whatever. I'm just saying that the game actually works. It works well. It's synergy, and it's actually interesting and fun to play. And they definitely put the actual player first in a lot of their decision making for balance and just stuff like that. So it used to be that way for Respawn. Honestly, it was like that for a while. But then they just started to build and like change and need to introduce a new character, and these characters just started to make the game a little muddy, and then it started to feel like, well, what about the old characters that aren't showing any love, and what about these ones that are now no longer viable? And they had just introduced another character that was better than the other character that used to have some of those perks, and then it just felt like they were constantly doing it over and over again, to the point where now you have this you have a large variety, but a large variety of who can do something better. Instead of actually having a large variety of viable characters. Like, it just doesn't feel that way anymore. Like, it just feels so, I don't know. It feels very cheap at this point. Especially when I went back from playing Overwatch. I'm like, y'all animation's trash. Y'all lighting trash. Y'all all that extra junk that just don't make sense no more. I don't know. I think I keep doing that. I keep comparing it when I shouldn't compare the games. I should just go off what I'm noticing and off its own merit. And based off its own merit, y'all haven't introduced a good map in a long time. Y'all haven't introduced a great character in a long time. And y'all for sure ain't introduced a good weapon in a long time. So it's just, hey, don't get me started on the repeater. So it's the repeater. I mean, the car was fine, but it was a cheat code because it allows you to use two weapon magazines and two different ammo types. So it allows you to be a little finesse. So it had like a specialty to it. But there's no reason for you to carry around any of the other weapons because that one just outpaces it in every regard. So I don't know. It just feels like this, as you stated, some of that stuff is very situational and they have an advantage in a very situational position. And then there's some things that just are overall better. So just a lot of unbalanced things happening now where the game used to be extremely balanced and fun and engaging. Now it just feels like a mess. So that's where I'm at with the Apex Legends. Team Deathmatch just, brought it all to the surface because it's just bad. But I want to emphasize to the people out there listening, we were avid Apex fans. We played that game a lot. I'm talking a lot. So it's not as if we don't understand. I think it's just more of we can see through the garbage at this point. It's just garbage. So yeah. Any thoughts on Apex before we move on? Any lasting things? Anything? Yeah, they still running Lifeline into the ground, Jalen. I don't really see no difference in that. Yeah, just a bunch
You
of
said
crap.
they still running what?
Lifeline into the ground.
She ain't get no new updates or nothing, or they took away more stuff from her.
She didn't really get no new updates. I mean, she got the thing, like I said, she can now they all support characters can craft banners. So if someone dies on your team and they respawn times out and you can't get to their respawn beacon, you can craft it in a craft machine and just bring them back. So, I mean, but that, like I said, she shares that ability with three other people, and that's Loba, Newcastle, and Gibraltar. So
yeah, it ain't really adding nothing to her kit specifically.
no,
because they'll choose another support character over her. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed. Well, a lot of disappointed, but the show must go on. What else? What else? What else? What we wanted to talk about? Avatar: The Way of the Water, the third largest grossing movie of all time.
I ain't seen it.
I ain't seen it either.
I mean, I guess it was really. Oh, my bad. If you want to finish the news story, but
no, just let that sink in. I mean, third highest grossing movie of all time in the age where nobody's going to theaters.
yeah, but that article, I guess, or that news story is that it's grossing. So I don't know if that necessarily means more people seen it, but the money they're making off of it at least is third highest all the time. So it's popular, and it's gonna get a sequels. I wonder if it's actually gonna see, because he got like 6 movies or something like that planned. Like, are they actually are all 6 gonna be this successful?
Yeah. I feel like they got bot farms out there, man. I don't know. I think they figured out a way to do the movies.
Well, when I don't know the breakdown of like regions, but I know when it released, like, it did well. But then when they released it like overseas, that's where it's getting, exponential growth, because there are a lot of different places that can do that. So I think that does have an effect, whereas like some movies don't get as big of a international release like this. And it's been in theaters it's still in theaters, right? I'm pretty sure
I
you can
think
still
so.
go.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can still see it.
So they got the money to just, keep it in theaters for 6 months. So it's going to keep making money.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. It seems a little interesting to me. That's all. I'm not trying to hate on it. It sounds like hate for sure, but it's not hate. It's more of how did y'all get this popped off in a recession, for the world, because it's not just, the U.S. It's a recession else everywhere. How y'all was able to maintain this type of momentum to become the third highest grossing movie of all time. So it's a little iffy on me. It don't smell the greatest in the light. So that's all. But I'm a skeptic anyway. But I'm glad that the people enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch it on Disney Plus like I expected to. Obviously, I'm not going to go to the movies for it. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard no technology like this. I haven't heard of this type of situation before. I think this is a very big anomaly, and I hopefully he can keep repeating that. I mean, it's James Cameron. His name holds a lot of weight in regard to that anyway, because he did Titanic, he did Avatar, and he's like all three of them top engrossing. So, and I guess I'm gonna leave it at that, so it don't sound like more hate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Pocahontas story. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's the technology too. So, James, you did your thing. You appreciate it. Y'all did a great thing for the world, I suppose, with the way of the water. I check it out. Like I said, I know these movies are meant to be seen in IMAX on a big screen, so maybe I can find like a showing and actually go enjoy a movie again in the theater. But it's just been such a very long time for avid moviegoers like myself that used to be in a movie club where I get tickets to go every month and like get free discounts and all that stuff, to not go anymore. I know that's my sentiment for a lot of people, and for them to still be popping off like that is kind of interesting. That's all. I look at it from that point of view. But it's not, like you said, it's not all coming from the U.S. It's coming from different parts of the world. I know it's like Germany, France, Austria. Yeah, it's a lot of places. Hungary, Lithuania, Norway, Portugal, Romania, Slovenia. So there's a lot of places. Anyways,
Is this movie more popular than the first one? I know the rating wasn't as good, but just in general, because I know you said third most.
It trails only Avatar, so yeah, and Avengers, Endgame. So 2.92 million for Avatar, the original. 2.7 billion for Avengers Endgame, and the sequel is at 2.24 billion, beating out Titanic at 2.42 billion. So it still ain't beat his first one, no. But by the looks of it, it ain't gonna be that long. Like Avatar took a while for that to generate. This happened in what 4 months? When did this movie come out? 3 months ago?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Avatar: Way of the Water, and like they didn't even do the freaking release yet. They didn't even do like the movie release. This came out. This came out on. Oh no, damn it! It ain't even been 2 months. December 16th. It's February 19th. It's just beaten 2 months. Come on, man. Something in the water. That's what I'm talking about. That right there. Like, for it to be the highest grossing, and the fact that, I mean, obviously, if you count for inflation, it might be a little bit different. Like inflation from years prior of like what that was. But I think they count for inflation on there. I don't remember. But for it to only be 2 months in, and it's about to pass the highest grossing movie of all time. Come on, man. And they got that from, remember Avatar had to go do a rerun? Like they had to literally put it back in the theaters for it to keep its spot or whatever. I remember when they got nervous from Avengers Endgame taking it. I mean, another Disney product anyway, but it was like they put it back in the theaters to kind of get like another extra 150 million or something like that. This movie literally will outpace that movie in 4 months. That's just wild to me. I mean, it's wild to me. I'm not saying that the movie ain't good and that it can't be worthy of that, but by the end of this, it's gonna be at 4 billion. Them bots, bro. It's bots. It's bots, bro. I'm telling you, it's bots. I ain't even want to go see the movie. I could go probably ask my dad. I'm pretty sure he ain't went to go see the movie. He loved Avatar 1. I just feel like there's realists out there. There's real people, and then there's the people that's going to see this movie.
People going to see it.
I'm not trying to hate, man, but it don't feel right. But whatever. Yeah. Anything else on the Avatar Way of the Water, Jalen? You going to see it? You going to see it, man?
Nah, that movie can stay right there, bro.
Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I think I've seen it maybe like twice, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that.
Yeah, man. Let's just hope Ubisoft's video game sells as well as this. They can't trick the bots with that one. I'm telling you. Now that one gonna show the real numbers. We'll see. But anywho's, let's talk about Flash, aka Mr. Problematic. But the trailer looked good. I ain't gonna hold you. They had all the Batmans, and they had what's his name? What was the first Batman? What was his name? I can't remember his name. The guy that was like, yeah, I'm Batman.
Is it Michael Keaton?
Yeah, yeah, Michael Keaton. Was it Michael Keaton or is like? It might be Michael Keaton. You're right. It's Michael Keaton. Yeah, but he's super old. Like, obviously they were using a lot of CGI. But yeah, original Batman. But yeah, I thought it was cool. The only thing I was like, why is Ezra still like this movie better be fire to keep Ezra around. For real. It better be like super fire because they're burying a lot of stuff this guy did, and it's pretty gross. But big money do what big money can, and big money want that movie to come out, so hopefully it's good. But it's like legit already looking like it's going to be something special simply because of the nods and the ability to play around in multiverses. Like that's always a win. If you could just run around in multiverses, that's a win. But yeah, what you think about the trailer, Josh?
It looks good, and like the Flash, like his story always has something to do with like time travel and moving around, changing stuff like that. So I think obviously they already like spent money on the movie, so they don't want to like waste their money. But also it's a good opportunity to like change their story canon or whatever. Like Ezra out in the world being wild. Let's get his movie out and then replace him so we ain't got to worry about it anymore. And then we can change all our actors in the same movie too. So I think it'll be fun. The Spider-Man movie, had a similar not concept, but a similar thing where they're bringing back old characters, and people love it. And I think this could be good for DC as well. Everybody loves Batman. That's never been an issue, and get a chance to see like different versions of other characters. So
yeah.
But it would still be better if they didn't have that controversy with the actor. And like you said, it is a lot that they're sweeping under the rug, like assault and kidnapping and home invasion. Like,
this man went on the biggest crime spree in the world, and they like,
he lucky that they finished the movie probably a while ago, and they don't want to get rid of it.
That's literally the only reason I can think of. Like, there's no way this guy with the stuff he's done.
Because like he's not gonna be the Flash after this at all. Like
I 100% doubt that. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those situations where it just got to be good. If it's trash, then I'm like, y'all really kept this man around for all these allegations and these arrests for this. So hopefully it actually works. I like the suit a lot. It was okay. Well, the suit was okay. I think he had two different types of suits. I think.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm used to Ben Affleck being Batman now, so I'm fine with it. I think
Well,
he's
not
still
no more.
right, not no more. But I was used to him, so I was fine with it. I mean, as in like seeing him and him being there. But I know he's no longer going to be moving forward with that because they're going to be changing him all the way out. But I was fine with him, making his cameo in the movie and everything. Wonder Woman 2 was trash, so I mean, I figured that they were not going to do 3. But I mean, I wouldn't call it trash. I just think it wasn't as great as the first one, and it was really off base on its like messaging, in my opinion. But and to each his own on that one. But yeah, I mean, him shaking it up isn't the bad part. It's really just people like putting these individuals that they were creating and having Zack Snyder come in with his type of imagery and his way of shooting things. It kind of just forced them into this hole. And I think James Gunn is just trying to break out of that hole, which is fine with me because I didn't like the hole. I didn't prefer those types of stories to be told darker and more serious. I preferred more interesting and dynamic type of characters, but it seemed like they were, and I'm not saying that you can't be dynamic with these characters because they are dynamic. I'm just saying that it just felt like they were one thing and one thing only in most of Zack Snyder's movies. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I'll say that. But if Flash is trash, that's just sad. But yeah, I mean, I ain't got no much else.
Like he went brazy.
Bro, he didn't just go brazy. He did a bunch of stuff, and it's probably
Like
more than we're not even mentioning.
Yeah, I don't remember. I haven't followed, all his
like he was trying to make a cult. Yeah.
But I remember they were saying like he was missing for a while. They was looking for him because he assaulted somebody and then like broke into their house, and then some other time he did the same thing, but like kidnapped somebody. And like I was for sure he was gonna be in jail, but they got him out on parole or something like that to promote the movie and blah blah blah. But
hey, kidnapping is crazy, bro. Like what? Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, luckily that there's big money behind it. I mean, not luckily for him, it's big money behind it. He should be in jail, but it is what it is. You do the crime, but if you got the money, you don't do the time. So, yeah, unfortunately, WB got the money, so he's good. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the Flash. I don't really got much else to say. But one thing I did want to talk about before we finally get up out of here was Atomic Heart. I'm kind of excited for it. I mean, I haven't seen much else. I think they had like the whole I don't know if you saw that video, Josh, of them like their trailer where they had like the wizard girl, and my man's like just basically telling them to come play a real game, dude from Supernatural, Dean.
okay.
Yeah, but they had like some spoof on because everybody was, excited about Hogwarts Legacy. So they had him and like a real actor and a real girl like come out, and it was basically just like a play on everything about people being happy for that. So I mean, it's cool. So hopefully the game actually comes out and it's actually worth something and people actually like it, because I I feel like they put a lot of effort into it. I suppose it seemed like they put a lot of effort into it, and that is coming to Game Pass tells me all I need to know about the sales. They're gonna be weak. Sales gonna be weak, and they already admitted. Xbox admitted that truly, when you put a game on Game Pass, sales are abysmal. So, which I expect, because why would I do that and I could just go? I pay that little subscription, I play it, and I'm done with it. So I can understand that. My question is that will that change or impact anything in the future for Game Pass? And
Yeah, I guess they got to measure by different metrics. Like, did it get more subscribers? How many people played it? Because obviously they, write a check to the people who put their games on Game Pass, because it will affect their like physical sales. I think it's fine though. It's definitely in favor of the developers. I think just as long as Microsoft can keep putting big titles in there and at least keep people from unsubscribing, and that will generate revenue for them. But yeah, it's a constant race, I guess, to keep up in those games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just tough, but I think the Game Pass thing is beneficial in a lot of ways. So hopefully that shines through, and that people aren't really like, I don't know. There's plenty of, I'm pretty sure they're recouping their money in ways. It's not like they're broke. So, but yeah, man, looking forward to it. Atomic Heart looks like it's going to be actually a good time. Hopefully it has a lot of BioShock feel. I really don't like the color palette, but it is what it is. But outside of that, I think it's going to be enjoyable. Hopefully it actually runs good. And it come out on Tuesday, so we don't have that much time to wait, and we play it Monday night. So yeah, I'll be on it. I'll be playing it. See what it's like, and then we report back to you guys. Hopefully it's not trash, but it's not. It's right around the corner. The question is, would you pay $70 for it? And that's gonna be a hard.
Is it 70?
No. Yeah, it's just $70. It's $70 on the Xbox, on the PlayStation 5, PS5. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't pay. I would not pay that much for Atomic Heart. Respectfully.
Yeah, it's not about the quality of the game. It seems fine. I wouldn't feel that way about like a franchise like God of War that's proven itself. So a brand new game that I don't know anything about, I'm not spending $70.
Yeah, they really shot themselves in the foot with this $70, man. Like, I was way more intrigued to spend $59.99. 70? Bruh, that's a bill. No, thank you. It's like, it's so small, but it feels so big at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's only $10 difference, but I'm just like, no, I won't do it. So, it's like rarely any game that's going to get $70 out of me. And Hogwarts Legacy is, because I am attached to the game, I think it's worth 70. But anybody looking in, like, no. So Atomic Heart that hasn't proven itself, no. Destiny or whatever, any type of game that's 70, I don't think Destiny gonna ever do a $70 expansion, because yeah, they just get loud out the room. But anything really. I haven't found anything that I was like, this is worth 70 yet. And I say Hogwarts simply because I'm enjoying the crap out of it, but I still don't think in the back of my mind it was worth 70. Obviously, I didn't pay for it because I, just traded in some stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I ever feel comfortable paying $70 just like to try something. I don't think I ever will. That's just a lot. So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, you get your money up front, but a lot less people are going to play it, and we do see a lot of sales now. So that's one of the good things about it. We see a lot of sales now, and like I said, I got a backlog of One Piece, Odyssey, Evil West. I just got Midnight Suns for cheap. There's like a bunch of stuff. I mean, I still ain't finished Sonic Frontiers, and I already added the pop in and everything, man. I just need to get on it. Finish that. But I mean, obviously there's no rush to finish it because I have it for forever now. But I mean, I got all the stuff that I wanted to do, and I think I'm gonna have a good time in it, and I just ain't played it. So there's plenty of stuff to play, and $70 games just aren't going to ever intrigue me. I'm probably not going to get Resident Evil 4 remake, because I didn't get Dead Space remake. So those games, you would think those would be the ones that'd get me. Nah, not this time. Not good old Deontay. He wised up after I had to break that spell in Apex. I wised up. I said, man, these games don't deserve my money. But yeah, none of them really do. But to each his own.
I think part of it is like you got more fun out of some of the games in the past, and you knew what you was getting, type of thing. For like $50 or $60, what it is. So go to 70, and in my opinion, I feel like the game's been kind of on the decline a little bit. So like y'all charging more for something that I know is going to be some type of technical, or you know what I'm saying, some weird thing going on with it. It's like I'm less inclined to trust y'all to pay 70, maybe way back when, but right now it's like I ain't really been nobody proved themselves in a long time, and it's far and few in between if they do prove themselves.
Yeah,
that's a little
That's what we got. Good old Nintendo.
Yeah,
but the
yeah, they
changed the world, changed the game.
Yeah, they just as crazy. So we'll see how they do. I mean, people gonna obviously buy the Zelda, but it's gonna be a tough one for me. For real. I want to play Zelda, but at the same time, it's gonna be a feat to play it. I like to be in a conversation as the game is going on, but I might skip it and play it later, to be honest. Because one, I don't want to play on that crappy system. Two, I'm not interested in paying $70 for it. Once they upgrade it, and obviously they're going to bring out a Switch Pro or whatever they bring out, I'll play it then, honestly. I mean, I have a more enjoyable experience. I don't even care if it is going to be a decent experience on that Switch. I just know it's going to be sub 800p. It might run at 60, and the graphics might look okay. But I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around paying $70 for that for a DS game. That's what it's gonna feel like. I'm paying $70 for a DS game, and I just don't respect it. So I don't respect it. So I mean, it's never about the story for those games anyway. It's all about the experience. So if my experience is delayed, it doesn't change my enjoyment. So I can see if somebody could spoil the story, but I never cared about the story in the first place. It's all about the experience. So whatever. I will skip it as well. For a while anyway. Maybe 2-3 years. I don't know, depends. But I'm not in a rush. I think if anything, Karina will play it before me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else y'all want to get off your chest before we get up out of here?
Ooh. No, we covered a lot.
You ain't lose no money in the Super Bowl?
No, I ain't even been on that.
Yeah.
And what about you, Jalen? I know you lost some dollars. Your dad ain't bet you nothing.
Yeah.
I just want to go be the sports betting now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Man, just make sure he's staying off those sports apps.
Yeah. don't do the fan duels. But okay. Well, I mean, I ain't got much. That's pretty much it for us. I want to thank y'all guys for listening. As always, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and share. But yeah, that's all. We'll talk to you guys next time. I know we're going to be playing it again. There's some good stuff coming out this week. Decent stuff, hopefully. There's plenty of games to play. So go out and enjoy something. Touch grass, as the young folks would say. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.